See if they're hungry for this little critter. Bluegills, that is. Dun, 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 dun. Not a bad one. I knew they'd eat it. I'm not a huge pan fisherman, but I do have a 3-acre pond here fully stocked with hybrid bluegills, bass, a few smallmouth bass, some nice big koi. But some of these bluegill get about twice this size. This ain't too bad. But they're always hungry. I usually feed them. I'm just gonna clear one thing up. I just started fly fishing here like about a month ago. So I'm by far no professional at it by any means. But my pond's a good place to practice, right? I don't know if you can see that swirl right there. That's one of my big koi. I'm not trying to catch him, but I do have a koi in this pond that's probably over 32 inches long. And then a bunch of other ones that are just a little bit smaller than that. See what I'm saying? Don't let me fool you. Like, as you can tell, I'm not a professional. These fish are easy to catch because I feed them like every day. One of these times I'll get a video of just me feeding them when there's a big feeding frenzy and I got channel cat. Even bass are coming up eating some of the food sometimes. My koi, and I got some nice gills, but there are bigger gills than that. We'll see if we can land a bigger one. But I got a lot of nice fish in here. I just don't fish it enough. If I wanted some bluegill fillets for dinner, these aren't huge by any means, like I said. They get literally, I have some in here that are literally twice this size. I'm gonna see if I can catch one of those for you tonight. But got some nice gills in here. They're always fun to catch, especially on a fly rod. I'm starting to discover. So none of the ones I was hoping to catch yet. These are all about the same size. This one a little bit smaller, but like I said, I feed them every day, so I see them in there, and there's literally bluegill in there that are probably well over 11 inches. I don't know if I'll be able to catch any of those tonight or not, but one of these times I'll have a video of me catching a few of those for you guys. In the meantime, I was out here, end of a pretty evening. Ray took the dogs on a walk. Me and my fiance go on a walk every day with our 2 dogs. We usually go on about a 2-mile walk every day, end of the evening. So, you know, I like doing this to wind down for the evening. Nice way to do it. I feel like the koi are kind of hungry. They need to feed them one other side of the day. Maybe go get more food tomorrow. I actually ran out of the main food that I usually feed them. Not bigger than these little guys are. Like I said, I'm not normally a pan fisherman much, but I use primarily bass fish, catfish. I have some real nice channel cats in here, by the way. Another one of these, same as the other one. Oops, smacked them a little bit harder than I was going to. Yeah, I wouldn't mind hooking one of the big ones over you guys. Really not trying to catch one of the koi. I'm not saying I won't ever do that, because I know how to handle them, but I'm not looking to kill one of my koi fish. A lot of people understand when you take a fish that size out of the water, their internal organs will literally crush the other organs. So I can do it, but if anybody catches a big koi or carp for that matter, potentially could actually kill them. And I have a few koi in here that are worth more than probably all my tackle combined. And I have a lot of tackle as I work in Tackle Shack representing. Another nice little slab. Man, they're digging the little red spider tonight for some reason. I'd have my hands full if I ended up hooking into one of the big channel cats. Look at this rod. Yeah, that thing choked. I still got him out. He's alright. Just a nice little slab here again. Really wouldn't mind catching one of the bigger ones. I do have some red ear in here too, but crazy thing about that is I haven't caught any of them, and I've had them in here for probably about 8 years. I seen one recently, so I know there's still some in there. When I was feeding them, I seen them. But I have yet to have caught a red ear in here. But like I said, I feed these fish and have since I stocked it years ago. But I have actually not spent that terribly much time fishing it. Starting to do a little bit more now though, as of lately this year. Tiny little baby here. Now this little guy would almost make good catfish bait, you know it? Like I wanted to hook into one of them big channel cats tonight. I mean, there's other ways I could hook into them too, but if I really wanted to hook into one of them big channel cats for you guys tonight, this bluegill that I got right here would actually be ideal size. Just a little guy. Oh, by the way, did you see my hook remover? You can basically use anything for a hook remover. Improvise. I mean, I got all kinds of hardware hook removers inside. I only brought 3 rods out with me, and I didn't even bring a needle nose out with me. But like I said, you can improvise these days with anything. For all you professional fly fishermen out there, probably laughing through this video. Like I said, I'm not a professional, but I grew up fishing on my dad's cane pole as a kid. In my dad's pond, I grew up fishing with a cane pole a lot, so. And I'm just starting to learn on fly fishing. I'm definitely no fly fishing guru or anything like that yet. I did 10 years of bass fishing tournaments. That's where a lot of my time was spent, but like I said, I fish for anything nowadays. Just a little guy, another catfish bait. Maybe I should keep one of those bluegill and actually see if I can hook into one of my bigger channel cats in there. I got a few of them in there that are pretty darn big, one would say. Really wanting me to go get my catfish rod. Easy does it, that little guy. I mean, this guy would be a pretty one for a nice catfish, or bass love them this size too, by the way. Well, I wasn't really planning on gearing up for that tonight. Maybe I should. I mean, it's not that I couldn't. I don't even know how many that has been now. Granted, this is another small one, but well, they've all been kind of on the small side. Another little pretty bait, basically. He wants to find his own way in there. Get in there, buddy. Come on. I knew he was feisty enough to find his way back in. This is fun. Holy cow, I actually kind of did that one by accident. That was actually kind of unintentional. I came back to relocate my fly, basically, and came in with this little guy. He's even smaller yet. Still fun to catch. Anything's fun to catch with a fly rod. Oh, you guys, I don't know if you've seen that on camera or not, but we had visitors. They're one of the residents of our pond here. That's right, go down the other end. Oh, he wanted it for about 2 seconds. Big squirrel. He's pulling like you think he's big, but he's not. You know what? He's a little bit bigger. A little bit. He's not like no giant. He's not one of the bigger ones I was talking about. But this is one of the filletable sizes. So that I mean, I can literally stick my finger in his mouth at least. So that's, he ain't no giant. But I have him literally in here quite a bit bigger than this. I was hoping to catch one of the bigger ones for you guys tonight, but not shabby. He did come off over there where I was suspecting I might catch one of the bigger ones, because usually when I feed him, for some odd reason, I do see some of the bigger ones hanging out over there by the tunes. So maybe we'll throw it back over there and see if we can still land one of the bigger ones. I feel like we land one of the little bit bigger slabs to cap off the evening. Alright, that was bite logs. Oh man. Another one that thinks he's big. This is real though, isn't it? I mean, he's more muddy than he is big. He would be filletable. I mean, he's not. He'd be on the smaller side. I don't even know how many that was, guys, but if I was like an avid bluegill fisherman, I'd be pretty stoked. I'm pretty stoked anyways, but just for a different reason. Another little one wants to play. But, like I said, catching any fish on a fly rod for me has so far proven to be fun. Like I said, not longer than I've been doing it, but I can't imagine yet, but maybe I'll find out sometime, what it'll feel like when I hang into one of my bigger channel catfish or something like that with my fly rod. I'm not intentionally going for a channel cat right now or anything like that, but it could potentially happen because I do feed them fish food, which floats on top of the water, which is probably why these bluegill are just slamming this fly. I'm sure it makes a difference. They seen me walking out already, so they were all coming up here to get all excited, but we ran out of food last night, and I haven't gone and picked any up yet today, so I need to get back on it tomorrow. Professionalism excitement going, because I'm not. I'll go up against anybody bass fishing them. I'll get my ass whooped, but I'll still go up against them telling me. Like I said, I usually don't pan fish that much. I do some. My dad does more of that. But I don't mind it. And I like catching anything with a fly rod, so like I said, getting the hang of it. I ended up picking up about, I think I got about 6 or 7 fly rods. And so, might as well get the hang of using them. And so far, it's been quite pleasant. I've had a lot of fun. I even caught crappie in here on fly rod a couple weeks ago. I wouldn't mind catching one of the big ones. Just drop the night off before I call it fish. I apologize for the audio, by the way. I'm just recording this on my phone. So I don't have a mic on me or anything. It helped I wouldn't have a June bug climbing around my ankle. And that orange boy was about to eat it. I'm not really going for him. Yeah, I can easily catch the boy in case anybody was wondering. I'm purposely not targeting them. Here again, I apologize for the audio. I don't have a mic currently. Just recording it on my phone. So, Okay. Let me just say, like I was saying earlier, I'm not much of a pan fisherman. I don't get that excited about it. But I'm pretty sure the one that just hammered this thing out there, obviously didn't hammer it enough, or I would have hooked into him right. But that one actually made my heart skip a beat. So that was a nice one there. That was one of those I was hoping to try for him again. I'd like to get at least one what I would call a really good slab show. If not, I'll have to come out here another night sometime. Most of mine tonight were just a bunch of little ones. Oh my God! Did you guys see that? Oh, dude, I'm about to throw this bluegill back out. Did you guys catch that? Something literally right up here just tried to annihilate this bluegill. I mean, literally annihilate. Let's just say I'm guessing it was a bass, and I'm guessing he was bigger than what this rod probably would have been able to handle too well. However, I mean, it would have been a fun catch, or a fun fight either way. Might just consider that next time. Just leave it tight line for a little bit and fight the bluegill for a little bit longer, bringing them in. I don't have a big enough hook on here to really hook into a bass, but it would be it'd be one heck of a fight, fellas. This explains it. Some old invisible spider. No, I lost it somehow. I wondered why the biting stopped. I guess that would explain it. Well, anyways, like I said, I apologize for the bad audio. I know it sucked. Because I'm just using my phone. I didn't have a mic on here tonight. I might make a cast or two with my popper yet, see if anything wants to eat yet. Other than that, we're about to close this video out and call it a night for the night. But one of these nights, I'll try to catch you guys one of the bigger slabs. I know they're out there. Like I said, I feed them. I see them all the time. I don't fish as much out here as I should, but they're out there. But I got bass, bluegill, crappie, channel cat. Those fish primarily. There's a few other random species in here. I mean, I do have some red ear bluegill as well, or some red ear. I call them red ear bluegill, but might not be the proper name for them. But we'll try this little mega bass popper. I don't know. We'll see. Make a couple casts and call it a night. I've also considered adding a few flathead catfish to my pond and maybe some bowfin. If you guys have any, if you guys are still watching it, that is, and you guys have any input on that, feel free to leave a comment on that. I don't always check my comments, actually. I haven't really made a habit of doing so, but since I popped that question on this video, I'd probably consider looking at the comments. Good idea or not? Like I said, it's a 3-acre pond, so I'd have room. Whatever tried to eat my bluegill a little bit ago, I wish whatever that was would want to eat this little popper. Oh, I have a visitor. For those that can't see, there's my visitor. One of my 2 dogs. here, Layla? You gonna help me catch a fish? Is that what you're gonna do? Alright. I'll take you up on that. Let me hang out here with you, Daddy. Last cast. Maybe. No, that probably will be. Are you a horsey? Horses eat grass, not doggies. Yeah. Horses eat. Man. Really? I really was gonna make it my last cast, and then something just hammered. Like, one more cast this time for real. It's a baby. Literally, it's a baby. But I'll end it on a good note, folks. No big fish tonight, really. But I caught a lot of fish tonight, and needless to say, it was fun. Hang on, buddy. Layla, quit it. Ooh, that was touchy. I don't know if the audio is picking up the loud splashes that you hear off and on, but there's some serious disturbance going along the edge of the pond. I don't know if they're bass blowing up. If they're bass, they're huge. I'm gonna say they're probably the koi, and they're probably pissed off because I'm not feeding them today, but they'll survive. They'll get all they can eat tomorrow. They don't need to get all pissy. Anyways, that's a wrap. That's a wrap on a beautiful July night in Indiana, northern Indiana, it is.